Barak the Yahweh, Barak the Yahweh Shai, Barak the Yahweh, Barak the Yahweh Shai, Barak the Yahweh, Barak the Yahweh Shai. This is gonna be a quick hit. Basically, as of yesterday, pretty much the American debt crisis, right, is being announced to be coming soon. Okay, basically it's already here. And what's going to be, like we say all the time, the solution to every problem that you have out here within this world is going to be that chip. So I'm going to quickly read this article. I'm not going to make this too long because it doesn't need to be too long. The article pretty much says it all. It says American debt crisis is coming. Okay, interest payments will hit $1 trillion a year. So it says thanks to the recent budget busting tax cuts and spending deals, the national debt is skyrocketing on an unstable course. So, but we know instability is the crowning achievement to how Esau rules this world. Okay, because through instability, okay, and being presented with the choice, people are always going to make the worst choice. Okay, for longevity. Okay, because people are going to go for profit, and as a result, you got it to where the whole of the United States right now is on like 21 trillion worth of debt. Okay, and I believe that doesn't include what's been drawn up into the budget. So what they're going to spend this year, okay, when Trump really starts spending that money, okay, it's going to go even up further. Okay. And it says, in fact, interest is, so it says, thanks to the recent budget cuts, cutting and spending deals, the national debt is skyrocketing on an unstable course, and there is debt, okay, and there's interest payments on that debt, because you take out some money, you have to pay interest on that money. That's how debt works. That's why if you're in a debt business, pretty much you're doing pretty good. That's how the Rothschilds got rich, because they were lending out money and people had to pay them back with interest. So what was it? So every time they brought that money back, they was getting richer and richer. Okay, and that's what we're gonna be doing in the kingdom. We shall lend, but we shall not borrow. Okay, so it says there, and where there is debt, there is interest payments on that debt. In fact, the interest debt, okay, is by far fast growing, is the by far fast growing part of the budget. Okay, in our latest non-partisan analysis, we found that the interest payments will quadruple. Okay, topping 100 trillion a year, right, in as little as a decade. Okay, and that's going to be unsustainable. Remember, we're dealing with America, okay, where manufacturing is being outsourced, okay, where all productivity is gone to other different countries. Where are they gonna make all of this money from? Okay, right now, you're turning over pretty decent. Okay, if at all turning over, but they seem to be doing. Staggering, okay, like a drunken man in the economy, okay, but really what was kept America going is the dollar, okay, and how that these different countries have to buy the dollar in order to trade. But what you're seeing now is you're seeing these different countries, they're using their own currencies, man. Okay, so you got all kind of debt going up because you spent more than you have, and you got it to where your one trump card economically, which was the dollar, and hence the petrodollar, okay, is being demised or diminished, okay, depending on what country is using what currency to trade oil. Okay, you seen Turkey do that a couple of months ago, and all other different countries. Then what's going to keep America afloat? Okay, it ain't going to be too much things that's going to keep America afloat. That's why they're going to have to introduce the chip. Okay, they're going to have to go to war. Okay, because these are the things that happens when you have a country that's dominant. Okay, but they can't keep their subjects under control, because guess what? There's alternative means of keeping yourself financially afloat, i.e. these other different countries, Russia, China, okay, committing to being the supporting countries, okay, to these other smaller nations. Okay, so when these other smaller nations like Iran and so on and so forth need support, financial support, that is, they go to where they're going to get the best deal, and that best deal really right now it ain't America. Okay, so if America's got all kind of debt and they ain't got the petrodollar, what do you think is going to happen, man? Okay, it's going to be war, and it's going to be the issuing of that chip, okay, which is the RFID chip spoken about within the book of Revelations. Okay, it says and as the country spends more and more to service our debt, it leaves less room to spend on everything else. Okay, from defense to education to infrastructure to new tax cuts. Over the next decade, we'll spend around 7 trillion. Okay, 55 grand per household. Now, when they say 55 grand per household, that's how much you have to pay back. Consider that most Americans don't even make that much, okay, per year, right? Which stands to reason that, or what was said before, okay, in that, if you had it to where all the GDP of the people out there within America was to try to pay off that 20, that was when it was 17 trillion, okay, you wouldn't be able to pay off. Well, the same thing is happening right now, okay, but even more. Okay, so that's 55 grand per household. Like I said, most families out there within America don't even make that much. Okay, just servicing, and that's just servicing the debt. Okay, that's hardly best use of the scarce tax revenue. It says, unfortunately, we can't just cut these interest payments. Okay, the present commitment to our creditors, but a thoughtful plan to slow down the growth of the rising debt can help keep interest rates down and prevent interest rates payments from eating up our entire budget. Okay, sadly, the policymakers have spent the last year doing exactly the opposite. And, you know, it goes on, so on and so forth. But really, when you read these articles, man, they don't really put things into the proper perspective. They don't put everything, you know, in the way you can see it. Okay, 21 trillion is not just what you're gonna pay off like just tomorrow. That's, you know, they ain't gonna happen. So what's gonna happen is you're gonna have a solution, which is gonna be that chip. Okay, and that's coming soon, because that unstable growth, okay, is gonna lead to an economic crash pretty soon. And when you have an economic crash, you have to have a solution out of that problem, and the solution out of that problem is gonna be that chip. Okay, so with that, hopefully that was of edification. I'm gonna say double honors to the apostles of great millstone. Honors to brothers that be pushing this truth in sincerity. All praises unto Yahweh Shemi Hashai Wahar Rakakadash. Shalom.